All right, so joining me now to discuss, a member of Congress, Congressman Jerry Connolly, Democrat from Virginia. Congressman, thanks so much for taking the time.
My pleasure to be with you.
So first on the spending proposal, are you going to support it, and do you believe it'll pass before tomorrow's deadline?
We're still looking at the details in the bill. There's some things we like and some things we don't. But on balance, I believe that we have to support this bill. We have to keep the government funded. Almost 2/3 of the government is funded in this bill, and it takes us finally through the end of the fiscal year. So I would expect very strong support by a majority of the House.
Okay, on the Ukraine aid package, you're a big supporter of it. Ukraine is suffering, they're running out of ammunition. I've heard 1,000 different ways that folks are going to try to get this across the finish line, including a discharge position, in effect going around the authority of the Speaker. Are any of those efforts alive or anywhere set to happen in the near term?
We have to get aid to Ukraine, as you said, Jim, but I don't think a discharge petition is going to be successful. There are two competing discharge petitions, so each one is draining support off the other. We're not going to get to 218 that way. So sooner or later, the Speaker is going to have to actually act with some courage and bring a robust Ukraine aid bill to the floor sooner rather than later, because as you indicated in your reporting, Ukrainians are dying for lack of ammunition on the battlefield.
But people have been talking about that for ages, and he's talked about it certainly, but he hasn't done it yet. He could have done it yesterday or weeks ago. What evidence or confidence do you have that that's going to happen? The Speaker is going to bring it to the floor for a vote.
The only evidence I think we have is his own word. He has told multiple sources, including President Zelensky of Ukraine, including numerous pro-Ukraine Republicans, including some key Republican leaders, chairman of critical committees, that he will bring a Ukraine aid bill to the floor. So his word's on the line. I have no reason to doubt his word, but as you indicate, time is fleeting and lives are being lost. So we've got to get this done and done soon.
Yeah, Ukrainian commanders have told me soldiers are dying as they wait for this ammunition. I want to ask you about Israel now, because as you know, the Speaker said today he will extend an invitation to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to address Congress directly. Do you support that decision?
I do not support Netanyahu coming back here to the Congress for a joint session if it involves a snub to the President of the United States. He did this once before to President Obama. It was, to me, an unforgivable foreign policy breach of protocol. He used it for political purposes. In fact, he actually filmed his speech to the Congress for his campaign re-election back in Israel after telling us this was above politics. And so I do not favor a repeat of that. If the President of the United States countenances his coming here, and both the Democratic Senate and the Republican House extend the invitation, he's more than welcome.
I want to ask you, I want to play for you what Jared Kushner, the former president's son-in-law, said last month, though revealed only in recent days, about the future of Gaza. And I want to draw attention to a particular line in this. Let me play it for you, and I want to get your thoughts.
In Gaza's waterfront property, it could be very valuable to, if people would focus on kind of building up livelihoods. You think about all the money that's gone into this tunnel network and into all the munitions. If that would have gone into education or innovation, what could have been done? And so I think that it's a little bit of an unfortunate situation there. But I think from Israel's perspective, I would do my best to move the people out and then clean it up.
Move the people out. Move the Palestinians out of Gaza there. Is it that the Trump team, if he were to be reelected, would give right-wing Israeli leadership what they want, what they're looking for, including, some of the hardliners want to move Palestinians out of the West Bank as well?
If past is prologue, the answer to that question is tragically yes. President Trump basically gave Netanyahu everything he wanted when he was president for that 4-year period. I think what Kushner just said is repugnant beyond imagining. It is ethnic cleansing at its worst, And to then go on as if he were developing property in, in beachfront areas of the Carolinas, speculating how valuable beachfront property is in Gaza, while 31,000 people have been killed, is disgusting and beneath contempt. And I can only imagine the impact those words have on the suffering Palestinian people in Gaza right now.
Congressman Jerry Connolly, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
My pleasure.